Uniformity is strength. There is a formula for success that every student must follow. This was what a young Ayanna Patel was taught at the Architect Academy. A memory Ayanna wanted to forget. She had been their puppet for too long, helping them create a wide array of technology. One in particular, a stimulant that would allow plants to rapidly grow and bear fruit quickly. But she soon learned that they had other uses for it. They weaponized it, and reversed its effects on those that did not comply, wiping out food sources of entire villages. Ayanna fell further into the rabbit hole of perfection. During her time as an agent, Ayanna had uncovered a link between Vishkar and the secret funding of the terrorist organization known as Talon. But when she came forward with this information, nobody believed her. She was shunned by the other architects and narrowly avoided an attempt at her life. Ayanna had lost all respect for Vishkar that day as she steeled her resolve and went into hiding. In the shadows, Ayanna created an underworld organization hell-bent on sabotaging Vishkar's every move. She called this organization Weaver. And before long, the magnitude of her organization grew, and so too did its members. Vishkar was now locked in their sights. Welcome to the hero reveal of Ayanna. Once a member of Vishkar, Ayanna now fights them from the shadows with her organization known as Weaver. Ayanna has a total of 250 health, and she is a damage hero. Ayanna's left click and basic attack is called Thorn Shooter, a weapon that was inspired by Lifeweaver and the Needler weapon from Halo, though I'd like to add this one does not auto home in on targets and will be completely reliant on your aiming ability. Thorn Shooter shoots sharp green hard light thorn projectiles at a target enemy that can stick to them or an object, shield or wall and further explode after a short delay to deal extra damage to nearby enemies or those that they are stuck on, meaning that the initial hit damage of this basic attack won't be as powerful initially due to the explosive nature of the after effects of the thorns. Thorn Shooter is a long-range weapon, and as such will be able to target enemies from far away with no real limit to its distance as it sticks. As a slight nerf, due to the fact that Thorn Shooter is capable of sticking to enemies and dealing further damage, it does not have the ability to headshot. Thorns explode after a short 1 second delay of being attached to a target. Thorn Shooter has a maximum of 6 ammunition and a reload time of 1.25 seconds. Ayanna's left shift ability is called Summon Seedling. By using her left shift, Ayanna can send plant seedlings towards a target area in her sights. This is in mechanic similar to how Symmetra and her Sentry Turret ability works. Ayanna can have a maximum of 2 seedlings out on the field at any given time, and any new seedlings that are summoned will replace the last seedling set. Each seedling, once out, will start a 4-second charge cooldown before they are replenished back into Ayanna's inventory. Just to outline, they cannot ingrain on enemy players or shields. Seedlings once set can reveal nearby enemies within a 12-meter range of their location. Each seedling has a total of 30 health and they can be destroyed by enemy attacks. Ayanna's E ability is called Bounce Lily. Ayanna is able to summon a modified lily pad with a bouncing-like property to a target location that allows her to jump on it, gaining access to a giant trampoline-like effect, and a single leap that shoots her high up into the air and forward. After a single use, the Bounce Lily will deflate and be destroyed, and the cooldown will begin. Bounce Lily has a total of 50 health, and it can be destroyed by enemy attacks. If an enemy manages to use the Bounce Lily before Ayanna, it will also count as the single use and it will deflate, meaning that tactically, you could theoretically set this beneath an enemy and send them flying upward as you make your escape, or just use it yourself to make a quick getaway. Cooldown for Bounce Lily is 7 seconds. Ayanna's right-click ability is called Growth Stimulant. By using her right click, Ayanna can inject a growth stimulant into all active plants out on the field, allowing them to grow by one stage each time she uses it, gaining unique benefits to their abilities and their form. For any active seedlings out on the field from her left shift ability, they will grow into a plant that Ayanna created known as a carnivore plant. Essentially, this is like a turret, but a plant that shoots seeds at high velocity to attack nearby enemies within range. As the seedling grows, it will go into stage 2 of its growth cycle, gaining 200 health, growing, and now being able to attack any nearby enemies within the 12-meter range with the seed shooting attack. Each attack will be shot in groups of 5 seed bullets, and it will auto-attack nearby enemies similar to how Tourbillon's turrets work. Each single seed it shoots will deal 8 damage total if it connects with an enemy. In total, all 5 bullets will deal 40 damage per round of fire. Carnivore plants will keep attacking until they are destroyed, no enemies are nearby, or they are replaced with new seedlings. By using the right click ability again, you can upgrade your carnivore plants one more time to stage 3. At stage 3, carnivore plants gain a further increase to their health, moving to a total of 300 health, and they grow bigger in size. They also change up their seed-spitting attacks at stage 3 and instead shoot a big arching spore-like AoE attack, similar in a way to how Zarya fires off her right-click ability. These attacks will explode wherever they land, dealing much greater damage to nearby enemies caught in the blast range of the attack. Like her carnivore plants, Bounce Lily will also have the ability to grow stages with the growth stimulant. At stage 2 growth, the Bounce Lily will become a slightly larger lily pad, getting more surface to jump on for all who use it, and it will gain additional health to the pad, moving to a total of 150 health, and it will remain active until it is destroyed or a new one is placed. At stage 3 growth, Bounce Lily gains an added bonus effect, being able to boost Ayanna and any allies that use it with a movement speed buff of 30% movement speed for the next 4 seconds after using the pad. And yes, she can keep utilizing this, but the movement speed will not stack. Cooldown for growth stimulant is 4 seconds. Ayanna's ultimate ability is called Deadly Snare. Ayanna targets an area in a rectangular shape in front of her and launches it forward, summoning deadly vines from the ground. These vines will ensnare any enemies caught in the area coming up from the earth, and it will continue to be active for a total of 7 seconds, rooting enemies caught in place. The vines that come out of the ground can be attacked and destroyed, but when they are, further vines will keep growing and ensnaring enemies until the ultimate has completed. These vines can target and immobilize multiple enemies inside the snare, though they do no damage, and if enemies are quick enough and attack their way out of the zone, they can break free. The deeper in the snare you are, the harder it will be to get out of its ability without the aid of allies such as Lifeweaver using his Life Grip. And now for the new season. This new season will be titled The Plant Weaver, and it will focus around the new hero Ayanna. Sadly, this season there won't be a new map, as I didn't get an awful lot of time to finalize that idea, but there will be a fun little arcade mode to highlight the new hero, as well as 2 hero reworks, and of course, some new skins that I designed for the season. First up, we have a rework, which will be for the hero Sombra. Sombra is a fun hero to play with an insane invisibility kit that sets her up as potentially one of the most OP and annoying characters in the game. I know this because I play her myself. For this rework, I'm going to focus on balancing that invisibility and making it still usable, while also more tolerable for other players around her that have to deal with it. Sombra's invisibility will now have a 15-second timer, to where she must hack within this time frame to reset the timer. Otherwise, she will reappear again for a short time before her passive kicks in, turning her invisible again and resetting the timer back to 15 seconds. If she appears from invisibility also and then disappears again, a holographic Sombra in a glitch format will appear in the spot that she went invisible for a short duration also. This will act as an alert to enemies of her nearby presence. While these changes may seem small, they will hopefully reduce the lurk time Sombra can spend while invisible and increase the urgency that she has to hack or attack players or plan out where she is going, which could result in Sombra players making more mistakes due to the time limit. Next up, we have the new arcade mode. The new arcade mode will be titled Vishkar vs Weaver. In this game mode, we will have the standard 5v5 to where each team can select between either Symmetra in her Vishkar skin, a new Vishkar Moira skin that I've designed, Lifeweaver, or the new character Ayanna as characters to play in this mode. And yes, players can pick multiple of the same one on their team, though each team will be randomized as either a Vishkar team or a Weaver team, meaning that your selection options will be strictly between the two on each team. Vishkar being able to pick Moira and Symmetra, and Weaver with Lifeweaver and Ayanna as options. Initially, I did want to design more Vishkar skins and Weaver skins for a few certain characters and implement one of my older character designs, but the timing just took way too long to finalize that idea, so we're going with a slightly less version of what could be implemented for this season, which I think will still be really fun for the arcade mode. Next up, we have another rework, which is the second rework I was mentioning, and this is for the hero Widowmaker. Like Sombra, Widowmaker is one of those heroes that is really hard to balance, as essentially she one-shots targets, and if set up correctly, she can be diabolical to play against. So for this balance rework, I propose that for every kill Widowmaker makes while she is scoped, it takes a further 20% of time to recharge her rifle back to full 100% in power in the same scope. If you leave the scope and set it up again, this will reset that timer. This will hopefully reduce the amount of times an enemy Widow can snipe your entire team, if only slightly due to the time frame. To add to Widowmaker's nerf, I'd like to give her a bit more movement with her grapple hook ability. I may be cooked for this, but I thought it would be kind of fun giving her an extra charge to the ability, with each charge taking 6 seconds and the full 2 charges taking the regular 12 seconds to return into her inventory for use again. Finally, here are some skins that are designed for the new season. First up, we have, as mentioned before, Vishkar Moira. This is my take on a Vishkar style Moira, making her armor white, her glowing accents blue and golden, and her damaging orbs will now be a technical blue glowing orb, like that of Symmetra's hard, light colors. Her healing in this skin will be the deep orange you can see on her left arm as she sprays it also, which I thought was kinda cool. I darkened her hair and gave her a visor like all Vishkar agents have. Next up, we have Firefly Echo. This was an interesting idea I had where I wanted to merge organic insects and machines and give Echo a firefly-like effect with a glow to her bug-like wings. I added wings to her feet areas also and glowing yellow accents around her fingers and head and connector areas. Next up, we have Honeybee Juno. I had so many takes at trying this skin and this one just seemed to work the most. Juno's color template gains a yellowy orange and black style to it, with added insect wings on her back like that of a bee, and wings added to her drones. I added more insect, robotic style legs, and a honeycomb texture over her legs as well as her arms and drones. I changed her hair to black and her eyes and other accents as well in that area to a yellow, and she also has a bee hair clip which I thought was kind of cute, and I changed her name tag, which may be hard to see, but it says Buzz. And finally, the last skin I made for this season is Kitsune Kiriko. In this skin, I made her mask and armor with black and red accents. I gave her fox tails and her talisman's red fiery orbs instead, which are represented around her body and on her tails for her ammunition. I also gave her yellow eyes and white long hair and fox ears. As always guys, thank you for watching the hero reveal of Ayanna.